Oh. All right, we're ready. And 3, 2, 1. All right. Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy Kevin Joseph. Thank you for tuning in into the G.O.A.T Show today. Today, I have an awesome guest for you guys. He is honestly one of the coolest people I've seen. He followed me on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram. I checked out his Instagram. He owns a agency, 7 figures for fitnesses and gyms. Also, he has his own podcast, The G.O.A.T Show, who's interviewed a ton of awesome people. Billie Jean, Lewis Howes, Grant Cardone, Tai Lopez, my boy Mike Arce, man. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm awesome, man. Thank you for being on the show, man. First of all, I want to get into the podcast and get you on entrepreneurship. First of all, how did you even get into entrepreneurship in the first place?
I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. I didn't see it. Yeah, seriously. I think right now it's like, it's the cool thing to do. I think it's kind of like everybody wants to be the quarterback.
I know, right? For sure.
Like the cool thing. But in reality, nobody's really, like only a few people can actually throw a ball.
Right.
Entrepreneurship, I actually liked being the man at every company I was an employee at. I was always, top sales guy wherever I was.
Right.
But the economy was just bad. My wife lost her job during the worst time of the economy while she was pregnant. So it was hard for her to find another job. And I was all commission based. So the economy went down. So we had to find a way to make money and not rely on somebody else, because nobody else was like, everybody was struggling. So it wasn't like they were failing because they were failing. I mean, the economy was what it was. And so, I was forced into entrepreneurship and it worked out. So that's cool.
Yeah. And and so once you got into it, was digital marketing your first business that you got into, or was the first business that you did?
Well, before I got into digital marketing, before the economy crashed, I actually owned a personal training business. I had that for about a year and a half. And then I ended up selling that, and I ended up going to work over as a fitness director over at a bigger fitness franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So then this one, the digital marketing, that came in. That was the one that happened out of necessity. It's a digital marketing agency.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I guess because you owned your own fitness and your own gym, is that why you went into fitness marketing?
So we just niched in 2016. So for the first 6 or 7 years, we were working with anybody, helping anybody with anything.
Okay.
We niched based on a few different coaches and books that I read around that time. And it just, I was tired of being stuck. I hit a plateau that lasted for a little while. We couldn't get past, $550K in revenue a couple years in a row. And
was that per month or yearly?
At the time, it was per year. Now it's different, right? But the time, it was per year, and we were just stuck. And so that's when we decided to follow some tips that I heard in different books and different coaches. We found a niche, and that niche just made the most sense to me, because I had an understanding of it. And then, what we were doing per year turned into per month. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's the what I see, especially with the digital marketing. Once you're able to really scale, it's endless and limited how much you can really make per month. And so now I want to get really practical about how others can go on the same path of getting their own agency, growing their own agency, and scaling to obviously hitting 6 figures per month, and not even per year. So I'd love to really get your insight on what's the key thing that people need to go into really learning, and really what needs to be done into growing a 7-figure agency.
Well, I think people first should stop thinking about the money. And I know that sounds cliche, but actually it used to be cliche. And now what's cliche is 7-figure, right? Everyone's talking about
everybody wants to be 7-figure, right?
And so when that's the goal, you're pretty much effed, because now it's all about the money, and it should be about the customer. And so once you start making it about your business revenue, it's not even about the customer anymore. It's about you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you're the only business you're thinking about. And so when that happens, you're in trouble. Now all of a sudden you're going to notice you're going to lose your competitive edge. You're going to notice that you're not going to really have an advantage over the competition. You're going to notice that you start thinking about stupid, silly things that seem important until you spend a lot of money and time in them and you realize they actually had no value to the bottom line, and they add no value to the customer. And the funny thing is we can always rationalize and reach and say, well, no, it could add value because, okay, the fact that you're saying it could add value, that means it wasn't the primary reason.
Right, exactly.
So I think everyone should stop making it about the money, because it doesn't. Here's the thing. When I hit 7 figures, I didn't even celebrate. And I totally thought I would, but I blew right by it. Because just before I was hitting 7 figures, like just before I was getting to that point, I was already thinking about 12 million a year. I was already on the next thing. Right. So, and I think that was an issue for me. So I got caught up in that same race that everybody does, because you got people, and not to say names, but you've got people out there talking about money and how much money to make and money. And there's nothing wrong with making money. But I think when your goal is to make money, and your goal isn't serving your customer, then I think the person that's always on your mind first and foremost and at all times is yourself. And then once somebody starts taking care of your customer better than you, it's different.
Yeah, I could imagine. Because now that you have the customer in mind, you're going to be doing everything, the best thing you can to really propel them to start making money. And then from there, obviously that's going to lead to you making money as well too, if they're making money. Yeah.
So I got on my board here, goal, absolute best resource for fitness and wellness studios. That's what I want, right? So I've got 9 things that I focus on.
Okay.
And if any decision I make doesn't fit one of these 9, I don't do it. So number 1 is lead generation. That's first and foremost. I will generate more leads for you because I know that's what you want than anybody else, period. So that's got to be first. Next is education. Am I teaching you something within the 4 pillars of business? Money management, sales, marketing, culture, leadership, and operations and systems. The next one's recommendations. You need stuff, whether it's supplements for your members, whether it's yoga mats, whether it's software tools, whatever. Do you know what tools to use, or are you going to be Googling and just picking whatever looks good? Because I already know what works good. I'm just going to share those with you so you see them. Right. The next one is top 5% interviews. Everybody right now is learning from what their neighbor's doing, right? But the problem is that's like copying off someone in class and you don't even know if they studied.
Right.
So we have hundreds of customers now, so we interview our top 5% of those customers. And then we share those interviews in our members area so our members can learn not from anybody, but from the top 5%, right? The best. Expert interviews, right? So are they learning from experts? Motivation, like, are you learning that you've got to learn? Are you learning? Am I taking you for a minute outside of what the world's telling you and putting you in the mind of what you should be focused on? Facebook group support, right? Like, am I giving you the information that you're needing, like you're literally requesting right now? Inspirational and aspirational. So am I changing your mindset on how things are? For example, are you looking at marketing as a cost, which a lot of people do? And obviously you hear people say it's an investment, but the way you got to look at it is the best marketers in the world never talk about how much they saved in marketing. They talk about how much they spent in marketing. So are we talking to you about that? And the last one's events and workshops. Am I putting together stuff for you to meet other people in the community and bounce ideas off of each other so you're not just on this island by yourself? So anything that we add, if it doesn't go into those things, then we don't add it. We don't waste our time on it, and we find out where on the priority list it is. So those are the things that we figure.
And you adjust those for every single customer that you have, like giving them all those things, or are these just like add-ons and providing more value for them?
No. This is, every member gets those. This is our company, right? So if you're a member of ours, you have access to all this stuff.
Oh, okay.
We don't just run ads for you, because if we just run ads for you, we're like the easiest person to take out.
Right.
So the way to look at it is, how would you take yourself out of business? How would you put yourself out of business? If someone else is going to put you out of business, what would they have to do? If somebody else is going to serve your customer better, what would they have to do? Okay, well then do that before someone else does, because it's up there.
Yeah. Some keys right there, man. For sure. Dang. And so the type of marketing, the type of lead gen that you do, is it strictly SEO, Facebook ads, or is it all in total?
No SEO. So it's just Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, and we are doing AdWords for select. AdWords isn't a good option for most. So for some, it's a good option.
Yeah, and with the YouTube ads, are you actually doing the content yourself as well too? Like you have a team?
Combination. So some of them already have video.
Okay.
And when they do, if it's able to be used, great. If not, maybe we'll chop it up and we'll combine it with what we've already got, because a YouTube video's got to be a different structure than, other videos, because you got to grab their attention a little quick. Yeah, so we may take B-roll of what they've already got, chop it up, and use it. Mix it with other stuff.
Okay. Awesome, man. I appreciate you, man. So that's exactly how you guys can really just grow. And trust me, I got some notes from that as well too, man. So that's exactly how you can do it yourself. Really focusing on the customer is really the biggest thing that I got from it. Focusing on the customer, how much value that you can bring from them. So I will take a quick break. About to play some music. If you guys enjoy the music, you already know. Let me know. Hit me up on IG. And, I'm always putting on new artists on. We'll be back to see what Mike has planned and in the show. So we'll be right back.
Cool.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it, man. So, yeah, man, this is the next part. Be super quick. Basically, what you have planned for the future, what you got for your business, for your podcast, anything. And then from there, pretty much wrapping it up with any final questions that you have.
Okay, cool.
Awesome, man. And 1, 2, 3. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I'm still here with my boy Mike. So Mike, man, I have to know, man, what do you have planned for the future? What is Loud Rumor? What's the G.O.A.T Show? What you have planned for the future?
So what I'm working on today is 100% for the future. So right now, the entire objective is becoming the #1 resource for fitness studios and gyms. So if you take, the best companies out there that you've ever seen, whether it's Amazon, right? What did Amazon start selling? What was the only thing they sold in the beginning?
They're just selling products.
Books. No. Books.
Books. Yeah.
They were an online bookstore.
Right.
Now, they still are the leading book sales market, right? But they sell a bunch of stuff. Disney started out doing what? What was their thing?
Cartoons. The cartoons with Mickey Mouse.
And that's it. And now, but see, the crazy thing is you can't even think of that right off the bat. Now Disney encompasses a bunch. Amazon encompasses a bunch. Apple encompasses a bunch. Even though they started out as computers, they still do computers and do that well. So for us, we are still always going to do lead gen, and we're still always going to do it better than anybody else. But how do we build supporting things around it so that everything about the lead gen enhances the experience around here and vice versa? Like the cartoons make the theme park funner, right? Because I know these rides are from that movie, and now when I watch the movie, it's like, oh, I saw that guy on TV, right? So
right.
Kid. So for us, in the next 3 years, we want to make it so that if you're a fitness studio, it doesn't make sense like why you don't have a membership to our stuff.
Right.
It just doesn't it almost seems like if you're an agency having a laptop, you have to have it.
It's like a need to have, basically.
Right. So, and right now that's not the way it is. Right now it's not the way it is, and that's okay. But everything that we're building today is for 2022. And how is it by 2022, we are like an obvious, it's like getting a business card. You got to get
like a brainer, right?
Yeah, I need a website. I know that. I need some, I need a Facebook page. I know that. I need to get with Loud Rumor. I know that. Like, it's a basic understanding that these two things go hand in hand.
Man, and so how do you go about doing that? Is it more so just getting your message out there more to the audience? Is that how you plan on, really growing that audience base?
No, that's marketing it, but it's helping them. It's every problem that they've got. Every problem that they have, everything that they need, problems they didn't know they had, things that they didn't know they can do. So in our members area, which will be a very affordable price, which, by the way, that's going to take out all our competitions. I'll tell you right now, anybody that's starting a fitness ad agency or fitness studio ad agency, just tell them to switch gears, man.
I feel you.
For their sake, it makes sense. they're going to have a much easier time because their life's going to be real tough. Because we're basically everything that a fitness studio ad agency is going to sell, we're going to give away for free. We're just going to give it away.
Yeah.
So there's no secrets as to how to run an ad. We're going to teach them for free how to do it themselves. You know, what we're going to do though, is we're going to be the person that's helped them do it. And for this membership, we're bringing in all these different people that are amazing speakers that know the game, that are teaching it in our members area. And we're providing resources at prices they just couldn't get themselves. We're providing tools, proprietary tools they just can't do themselves. So all the stuff that everyone's selling will eventually be free to the same people they want to sell. So they better just find Dennis or find
right.
I'm telling you, it's going to be, I'll tell you right now, if I was going against myself, I would just switch.
Yeah. No, I feel it.
But that's the mindset you've got to have too. So whoever's listening, right? If you're going after Dennis, you've got to think, I've got to make it so that it makes no sense for anyone else to start a dental agency.
Right.
I've got to make that, because if I just am better is easy to beat. Anyone can beat better. I mean, you know, like better is easy. Different is what's tough. Yeah. How do you beat different? Amazon was different. They weren't better. They didn't make a better, you know, type of Amazon. There was no Amazon. You know, so right now there is nothing like what we're working on and what we're building, and it's so much work, and you need a lot of network. The reason I have the G.O.A.T Show is 3 reasons. 1, free consulting, right? Because I'm learning from those guys. I'm asking them questions that I normally wouldn't get answers to.
Right.
2 is, and this is the main one, the network. Because they're so well connected, I'm able to meet people in a cool way that I've never been able to meet before that can help me build this thing that I'm looking at building.
Right.
And then 3, credibility by association. It's easier to meet another person when they see that you're already hanging out with their friends and that you're not a weirdo, and so it worked out.
Right. For sure.
It's probably why you wanted me on this show, right? It's because you were like, oh, he's with Tai Lopez. You probably don't even know half the stuff I was working. Everything I probably just told you was new. You didn't even know that you were going to get this. You were okay with having me on simply because you saw me with Tai Lopez and Grant Cardone, and that's it.
I had credibility for sure.
That is credibility by association. So that's the only reason I have those. But all these things that I'm putting together, it's how do I get all the pieces in place to make that dream a reality.
Man, awesome, man. That's cool, man. And yeah, I mean, you pretty much answered the question I was going to ask you. Like, what really made you like start that show? What made you actually start the G.O.A.T Show? You know, really just broken it down. And so, since you've been having the show, Mike, I gotta know, man, who's been your favorite interview out of all the people that you interviewed?
So I'm a tactical guy.
Okay.
But I also appreciate the mindset stuff a lot too when delivered right. So I would say Russell Brunson gave me the most tactical stuff. Just like one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing. It was just, man, I mean, that could have been 4 episodes and each one would have been valuable. So that one was great. Tactically, it was great. Ed Milet was also great mindset. I mean, just the way he thinks, he sees the world as a much smaller place, which allows you to play bigger.
Right.
And then Grant Cardone, I think just on pure energy.
Right, for sure.
You know, I like hanging out with people that give me energy, and he gives me energy when I'm with them.
Yeah. And so how was it that you even went about like actually finding these people or like getting in contact with these people? Was it just one person, you interview one person, they got you in contact with that person? Like, how did it work?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've gotten rejected a lot, so you just keep pitching.
Yeah.
Next week, I'm flying out to Florida. We're interviewing Kevin Harrington, one of the original Sharktanks, and we're interviewing Jordan Zimmerman. He's got an agency worth $4.4 billion. Yeah. So we were rejected by both of those guys twice already, you know, and you just keep swinging. And, you know, no doesn't mean no. No means no right.
Yeah,
like just right now it's a no. And even if they say no later, you don't know what's going to happen, whether they got a book coming out or whether someone got in their ear and they said, look, you need to be doing more of these podcasts, or somebody gets in their ear and says, look, you need to get out there more. And all of a sudden now my pitch this time rings a bell, because now it's like, all right, I need to get out there more. They open up their email. Hey, Jordan, I know it's been a while. but I just want to check. What do you think coming on this podcast? I'll fly out to you. Now it's like, perfect. So sales is all about timing in the follow-up. It's about timing. And it's easy to master the timing and get the timing right when you're just always doing it. Because, to just play the lottery and say I'll follow up once a year, your odds of getting the timing right are almost none. Yeah. But if you follow up regularly throughout the entire year, well, maybe your timing would have only been right on August 18th. But if you follow up on August 19th, you got a better chance.
In that window, right, for sure, because you're being consistent with the follow-up. Oh, man. Yeah. Man, awesome, man. Well, Mike, man, that's pretty much all I have for you, man. I definitely love the concept of what you're doing with your clients. Like I said, I definitely learned a lot from, how I'm treating my clients as well, too. One last question on the agency aspect. So when you are, sharing the content and things like that, is this basically kind of like the Gary Vee approach of just like basically just giving out content and from there they're going to be coming to you type deal, like giving out the work for free, showing them how to do it for free type deal, then they're just going to be attracted to you?
See, and so with that question, right, I could just tell you've been brainwashed to always think about you first, right? And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I was like that too. Right. So you're saying, do I do that so that they can come to me, right? But the reason I really do it is because agencies are having a real tough time, and I get it because that was me for a while, and so I'm just giving the information. If they want more, I've got more, but if they can't afford it, I'll tell you what, I wasn't able to afford working with me in the first couple of years, so just follow the free stuff, But if you want more, then here's some cool stuff. But yeah, my objective at all times is like, all right, what would I have wanted 5 years ago? Right. What video do I wish was created? That's why I have a video, like if I had to start an agency all over again, what would I do? Yeah. The perfect sales pitch. So first thing I think about is agency. How do I help that guy? And that's what agency GSD is all about. It's GSD, get shit done. GSD.
Yeah, so, you rep the brand. I see it. I love it, man.
It's not so much a brand. It's more of like when I see it, like I remember what I'm supposed to do today. This is the only thing on my to-do list, right? Like as an overall arching team.
Get shit done. Yeah. I fuck with you. DGS, you wake up in the morning like, I need to get shit done today. Nah, man, I love it. Yeah. I love it, man. Well, yeah, Mike, I definitely appreciate you being on the show, man. Any last words of motivation that you want to give to people to get started?
Just know that you've got to first find out. This is very true because I've seen this with some agencies do this successfully. Agency owners, first find out why you started an agency, like the real reason. Because a lot of people are going to be in denial in here because they don't want to think this is a reason. A lot of people started becoming an entrepreneur because it's cool. Right. It's like the cool thing to do right now. It's like being the captain of the football team. Right. Because
being the quarterback.
It's not going to be cool when you're 45, 50 years old and you're still doing the same thing. That's not cool. You start getting old real quick. So really find out like, okay, what am I? Who am I? What do I really want? What do I really care about in life? And if no one else knew I was doing it, if no one else can see what I own now, if no one else can see where I go to and fly to, if I'm not doing anything for anybody but me, what do I want my life to look like? Okay, how do I get that? Do I need to be an entrepreneur for that? If the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, it's like, okay, well then who's awesome right now but can use a guy like me? Maybe because they're really good at the ad stuff, but they don't know how to sell. And I know how to sell, but I don't really like doing the operation. So how do we combine and let's do it so that I could only do what I love to get what I love and then have this guy do what he loves to get what he loves and work together. I'd rather get 50% of more than 100% of suffering for 20 years. So just, don't fall into the trap. The world, your perspective of the world generally is dominated by what has been taught to you to be that perspective, and don't fall into that trap. Know what you love in life. Like what, if no one can see that you own it or do it, what would you love to be doing and owning? And chances are it's not you don't get a Ferrari for you. Ferrari's uncomfortable to get into anyway. You don't get a Ferrari for you. You get a Ferrari for everyone else. That's why it's on social media the day you get it. So you get it for everyone else. So be very careful because when that's the case, the Ferrari gets old, and then you want the next thing. This one guy that's I can't remember the owner of the company. Big. It might be. I can't remember if it's PayPal, but I don't know. This guy who was quoted in the podcast. He said, I got myself a Toyota Prius, and they go, why? And he goes, because I know if I get a Ferrari, I'm just going to want a Bentley.
Yeah.
But if I get a Prius, then that's not the thing I'm trying to beat. I'm looking at it at my business and my customers. And that's where I have a much happier life. And I don't make my life around the Bentley. And it's true.
Yeah. That's real. Words of wisdom, man. Where can the people find you at, Mike? And where can they listen to the G.O.A.T Show to really get some more knowledge?
My handle is Mike Arce Live, and Arce spelled ARCE. So that's my handle for everything. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Mike Arce Live, at Mike Arce Live on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is facebook.com/Mike Arce Live.
Okay. And what about the show?
I promote it all on all those pages.
Oh, it's all on there. Oh,
yeah, or you can go to the main site, goatshowpodcast.com.
Okay. Can they find it on iTunes or anything? They just look up Mike Arce Live?
iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere. Wherever you listen to your podcast is there.
Okay. Cool, man. Awesome, man. There you have it, man. Words of wisdom. I definitely learned a lot from this show, man. Thank you again for being on the show, Mike. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Go ahead, give me that 5-star review. Tell your mama, tell your best friend, and tell your fine ass sister too about the show, man. We'll be back soon, man. Let's catch y'all again.
All right, man. Cool. Hey, I got to hop off. I got to call in like 2 minutes. But hey, man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
For sure, man. I appreciate your time, man. You're awesome, man. Be safe out here, bro.
All right, man.